Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I hope you're excited for today. Did you have anything in specific you wanted to come in today trying to learn or focus on?
I have honestly been like, okay, everything is the answer to that
Cool.
because
Yeah.
I have played TFT before, obviously. But it feels like I'm still missing a lot of basic concepts and stuff. I played a bit more yesterday as well, and I think there was this one build at the end that I tried that, like, I don't know for what reason it just didn't work. It felt like it should have worked, but I don't know. Anyways, like I just don't know what is supposed to be good, I
Yep.
guess. Like I follow the basic comps. I get the point of like playing Ionia, or Noxus, or like these basic setups, and then pushing for good 5 costs late game is currently what this meta is feeling like.
Yep.
You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
But it's like somewhere I can have a good strong opener, and then somewhere in the middle game I just kind of like
Yep.
it just goes somewhere. I don't know where it goes, but it's not good. So yeah.
All right, cool. I think this is one of the VODs from yesterday, I think. Are we good to go over this one?
Yeah, we can go over either of these. Yep, this is one from yesterday.
Sure, sounds good. Perfect. So yeah, I'm going to mostly focus on how should I say this? I'm going to mostly focus on the stuff that is not just relevant to one comp, but relevant to kind of everything. Because there's a lot of small details and like big concepts that are good to go over and understand for basically all the time, even if like the comps change, even if the sets change. So that'll be the focus for this. All right.
Yeah, that's great.
You can see my screen, right?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Well,
I'll full screen this. All right, cool. So first things first, this is like the core of anything. It's basically like playing a decent opening. It's the same in TFT. Is the early game in stage 1, which is how you go about thinking through and deciding what you're going to buy. I think this is probably the best lesson for any person getting started, and I think that going by some sets of rules is good, and like understanding them is good. So what is your current understanding of how you should decide what you want to buy on stage 1?
I will. Okay, so typically I try to go for something that I'm familiar with. So like if I see an Ionia champ in my like pool, like Jin here, for example, I'm probably gonna go with my familiarity.
Sure,
because I'm not really familiar with playing quick strikers, or sorry, shadow isles, I guess. I understand Demacia got nerfed recently, so I was like, okay, I'm not really gonna play that anymore. But yeah, I try to go for something that I do already have. I'm not gonna like force really hard, although I do think I fall into a habit of like if everything that I get, for example, I've never played Yordles. I don't really like playing reroll comps. So I just avoid that, and then I always sell out of Yordles, even though I might get like 3 Yordles to start.
Cool, yeah. So I think that it is totally actually cool to lean specifically towards certain comps that you want to play and like purchase primarily units for those comps. What I will say is there's two kind of approaches you can have here. So you mentioned that like Ionia is one of like the end game comps you like to play and you're familiar with, right?
Familiar might be a stretch, but
okay,
yes.
Sure. It's one of the ones you play more. What if I told you you can totally play into that, but but optimally you should not feel like you're overly required to play those units in the early game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So while it is like good and yeah. So here's what I'll say about that. In past sets, I don't know how many past sets you've played. It has tended to be like fairly important to play towards a vertical comp or like play towards a composition that comes out of your opener, which is kind of the reasoning for why you want to play like Jin or want to play Jin into Ionia. I think this set and even like a lot of other sets, you don't necessarily have to do that. And the reason why is because you don't actually need a lot of the lower cost units in order to make the comp work. And the reason why is a little bit to do with how this set is designed. In this set, like in previous sets, it used to be the case that if you didn't have the upgraded low cost units, you would have a lot of trouble. So like if you're on the Ionia line and you didn't have upgraded Xin or upgraded Jin and Shen, you'd just be losing a lot of value off of your board. I will even add the caveat that this was not like an insane priority anywhere before, but like this was like a high level optimization, I would say. Like this is like a 3 to 5% optimization. But even then, even if you have a set of comps that you want to play in the late game, you should try to learn or understand the widest possible number of ways that you can get there from the early game. And if we accept that we want to try to play whatever is the strongest in the early game, then we can kind of start building on that and learning how to make the best possible early game boards and then figure out how to navigate that into the comp that we want to play in the end, for example.
Right. So here's where like this set I've played specifically, I think sets 3, 8. Mm-hmm. Sorry, 8, 10, 8, 9, and 10. I think those were the 3 ones that I did play. From like I was like talking to Frodon a little bit about this. He was saying like it can be worth it in the late game to drop like max traits, for example, playing 5 Ionia with better 5 costs instead of playing 7 Ionia. So does that like what you're saying is right now the early game doesn't matter that much, and instead we're going to shift into Ionia later. So like that kind of feels like, I don't know.
Yeah, quite often you'll go into the game with like a specific set of comps that you want to play, but sorry, what was the last thing that you said?
Just like it's not when you're getting into the late game in this set specifically, it's not as important to have all like 7 of your traits, but instead it's okay to have I think basically here's what I'll say as like a truth that you can hold with you for at least the way that the set is right now. In this set, I think that the strongest possible version of the board you can get to, if you have enough gold, will almost always be only the 3. Like every other unit can be replaced and or improved to make your board stronger. That's true. Whether or not you know how to get there or how to get there is like a matter of like learning and picking up different pieces of information. But basically any comp that you have ever played this set, if it has like a vertical, so like 3 Ionia, 5 Ionia, Felyord, Zon, it is true for basically all of them that the late game, the strongest board will only have 3 plus various legendaries that you could play. Wow, only 3?
Yeah, I can give you an example to kind of illustrate this.
Oh, that's crazy. Wait, I've been testing last night and chopping down of like 5. But okay, that's interesting.
So this is I assume you don't always play reroll Yasuo, and like you sometimes play like Yunara sometimes, right?
Yep.
All right, so like I assume.
I mean, it is very dependent on if I find the unit, but
yeah. Like it's pretty common that you're on this board, for example, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So and then the last unit is like a quick striker, probably. All right, so you're on something like this. So if we start from here, this is level 7. Let's say you're level. This is level 8. Let's say you're level 9 for the purposes of learning that you're like capping your board, and you can play like a warden, for example, like this guy. I will take you through the path of how you figure out that you get to your strongest board from 7 all the way down to 3, and then you can kind of take this exercise forward. Now, I'll first and foremost explain why or the different ways that your board can improve. And like when I start explaining it will make sense. Basically, the reason your board can improve. So if you take a look at what 7 Ionia does, it doesn't show it here. But basically all it does is it gives like all your Ionia unit stats, right? It gives it like AD, AP, and some other bonus usually, right?
Yeah.
The reason why in this set you can start dropping some of these and play different units is because almost all the other legendaries or the other 5 costs also provide buffs to your other units. And basically from the jump to like 5 to 7, you could easily replace 2 of these. Like whatever the mathematical jump is from 5 to 7 Ionia is comparably provided by the passive effects of some of these units here. So like if we were example to play like Lucian and Senna plus like Shyvana, for example, we can take a quick look at what their passive effects are. Lucian and Senna provide you 7% damage reduction or 7% damage amp. And then Shyvana provides 10% less damage from enemy abilities when she's transformed. So those buffs are like, if you just like fiddle with the numbers a little bit, like those buffs are pretty good. And they're certainly quite good in comparison to like, I think fairly often the 5 to 7 Ionia buff is like 12 AD AP. And these units are much, much better than whatever the 2 weakest Ionia units you'd be playing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, so like the buff you get from the weaker Ionia units can be obtained in similar quantities with legendary units in the set. Okay, so to take a look at the other way or the other reason your board can improve by dropping these is because you can move your items to better units. So, for example, Wukong is good. He's like a 4-cost tank. He's pretty decent. But there are better tanks that exist in the game, and if you upgrade to them, you're able to make better use of your frontline items and just have a better frontline if you're not on Wukong, but on one of the better tanks in the game, which we'll go over. So that's the 2 ways. Your items become more effective on stronger units, and 2, you're able to acquire similar, if not better, combat buffs by dropping units in a vertical. Make sense?
Yeah.
And this can be applied to every comp. All right, so let's take a look at how we would do this. What do you think is the if you were to replace one unit here, it doesn't have to be one of the Ionias. What's the first thing you could upgrade to like a higher cost unit?
Well, Shen, right? Because he's like a 1.
Sure.
Yeah, 1 cost, and then Xingjiao probably. I usually just go like, oh, he provides bruise. He provides something.
He has Warden.
Warden, right, with Ornn. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe then it would be Kennen. No, Kennen gives.
I'll give you a hint. The hint
Kindred
is
for Ash.
Yeah, Kindred for Ash is a direct upgrade.
Yeah.
That's a direct upgrade. Yep.
Yep.
And then the hint I'll give you is, if you don't have items for a certain unit, the frontline units tend to almost always be better than the backline units because damage dealing units without items don't really do anything, but frontline units can because they can kind of tank more for your team.
Right. So, sorry, probably Ahri then.
Yep. Yeah, Ahri. You want to drop Ahri? So now we're down to 5.
I don't exactly know what like the best replacement for Ahri is, but I've been playing some Azir, for example, and Azir has felt really good.
Sure. Why is Azir useful on this board? It's by being able to understand what different units can do is how you're able to like kind of figure out how to improve these boards in a way that's like dynamic and kind of really cool.
Well, I don't think I know the answer to that. He just seemed really strong.
Sure. So what does Azir literally do? Like if you list out all the things that he literally does, you can figure out the parts that make him good.
He has like the sand soldiers.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like this is free frontline. Like this is frontline, a lot of frontline for like the cost of just a slot, and like he does some damage, which is cool. So yeah, Azir is pretty good. Azir I would have as one of the conditional units I would put on the board. So sometimes I would play him, sometimes I would not. Do you know why?
No.
Okay, cool. So, do you know which unit? Do you know about Azir's unlock feature?
yeah, like if you win streak two games or something, you get Xerath. If you lose 2, you get like Renekton or something.
Cool. Yeah. If you, I'll say the exact ones, but yeah, that's basically right. If you win 2, you get Renekton. Renekton is the best, frontline like kind of fighter in the game. If you lose 2, you get Noxus. Noxus is basically the best tank in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. These guys are like deceptive. Like they're 4 cost, but they're definitely not 4 cost power. So Noxus is basically the best. Just understand him to be basically the best tank in the game, and then Xerath is the best AP carry in the game.
So that's why everyone's spamming Shurima and Ryze.
Yes. Yeah, because, well, Shurima and Ryze have a particular synergy with each other, but late game, these are the guy that wins the game is the one who has the best board, and these are the best units in the game for their particular class. So if you want to win, and I have my items on, even like a volley bear is debatable, but if I have my items on like an Mbessa or a Belveth, and you have them on a Renekton, all else being equal, the Renekton should win. It's a stronger unit.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, cool. Good to know.
Yeah. So if we draw that back, why then might Azir be something I only sometimes play to improve my endgame board?
Because sometimes you might not have the items for like those type of champions, like the Renekton or the Noxus.
Yep. What's the other reason you think?
The other reason? Ooh. You're poor.
Poor is poor. You can't buy anything. So like that one's kind of separate. So let's put the poor aside. Sometimes you can be poor in something else. You can be poor in money, or you can be poor in time. Is what I'm kind of getting at. So Azir requires you to like to unlock the good units. You have to either you need rounds, right? But if you're very low on HP, you can't afford to like keep a weaker unit on your board. Yeah, you can't afford to lose 2.
Yeah.
And also you sometimes just can't even afford, because Azir is like pretty good, but the real power is in the units that he unlocks, and there are better units you can play over him at the 5 cost level. Like while the Sand Sloters are good, there are some effects in here that are better, which I'll go over. But the main thing is if you're very low in HP, you have to play the best possible board, and Azir doesn't make the cut sometimes. So we'll go over how that happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we've gotten down to 5 units. This is what, or 7. This is 7 units with 2 legendaries actually already. So I'm going to go over the 5 costs and how I understand what they do and like their value. So first off is Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks is do you know what Fiddlesticks does?
Yeah, I love Fiddlesticks. He like takes a little bit to charge, and then he does the Sunder. Well, I don't actually know if it's Sunders, but
yes, that's right. Yep, that's perfectly right. And he's basically good on every board. You don't have to have Vanquisher active, so he's great. How about Lucian Senna? I think I already went over them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So getting onto, so I assume you like normally get onto something like this, right? Or like in your mind before that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Some like Azir. Yeah. Fiddle. Yep.
Cool. So I'll tell you the way you can get even stronger from this, which is improving your tank. So how do we improve our tank here? Well, like Wukong is a fine tank, but here's the other tank I was going to mention that is like arguably the best in the game. They just nerfed him, but I think he's actually still good, which is Annie 2. If you can find Annie 2.
Wait, sorry, Annie is played as a tank?
Annie gives you Tibbers, and Tibbers 2 is is arguably the best tank in the game.
Okay, so the issue I have with Annie is that it takes 2 slots, no?
Yes, it takes 2 slots.
Okay.
So you just drop these 2 guys. You don't have to. You just drop. Yeah, you just drop.
Wow, you just drop. Oh my gosh! Wow, we go down to 3 Ionia.
That's it's all good. Most of the buff is at 3, so it's like fine to be at this number.
Wow. Okay, that's so cool. And this is true for most traits. Like, Well, okay, Bilgewater, I assume, is very different.
Oh,
but,
for
like,
sure. I mean,
Noxus,
that one for sure, 5 or 7 isn't the strongest.
yeah.
True for Noxus, though, as well. We can do it for Noxus. Have you played Noxus very much?
I have played Noxus. I
Okay,
love
cool.
Noxus.
All right, let me just go play that one. Usually this one. Usually this one, and then
I think Noxus and the Targon build with Aurelian Soul, which has not worked for me personally, but I've seen other people do really well in that one. And Ionia and Bilgewater are like the 4 that I've been playing the most of.
Cool. Yeah, we can go over how to make those boards. We can go over how to make those boards better at a start, but like just we'll go over this a quick example, and then this is like how should I say? This is like I'm teaching you endgame, pretty much.
Yes.
There's endgame, but then there's also like there's early game stuff
go
too.
For early game,
yeah.
We do it wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so this is your 7 units, and then I think pretty commonly you're on. I think you're just on a quick striker, or wait, no, you're on GP is what you're on.
Yep.
All right, cool. Play this. So, how would you try to improve this?
Typically, I will end up trying to find an Aatrox, I think, for Slayer, because I will have Omnivamp at some point.
Sure.
And then the other day I think I dropped Draven because he wasn't doing much. I don't remember what I dropped him for, but it was probably like in a 0 or something. And then I think I also dropped Briar because we're already at 2 Slayer, right? Oh, no, we're at exactly 2 Slayer.
All right. So on this board, I think you'd be in general right that Draven is one of the weaker units. LeBlanc is the other weakest unit. So like the weakest units, I think, are like in a vacuum. LeBlanc, Draven, and Scion. Those are the ones you'd probably want to drop first, because Draven gets no items in the comp, LeBlanc gets no items in the comp, Scion gets no items in the comp, and none of them activate their traits. So the first step is you'd be dropping from 7 to 5 Noxus, and you'd be playing 2 units in replacement. So what you need to do here is you need to think, all right, I need to drop 2 of these. Yeah, I need to drop 2 of these, basically. So here's what I'll say that you'd want to consider. You always want to consider if they have like a useful trait that buffs your entire team. So Draven's trait is Quick Striker. Does that buff your whole team if you activate it?
Okay. Yeah, activates when you get 2 people in, so you can take a Kindred or something.
Yes, exactly. So like you can drop one of these. So you can drop like LeBlanc for Kindred, and it's good. Like Kindred is also like very useful for your whole team as well. Actually, I didn't mention it much before, but Kindred's ult, when she ults, she like dashes to where you have a lot of units and then protects them from death, which can flip a lot of fights actually.
See, in League of Legends, when my Kindred does that, they also prevent the enemy from dying. So.
Yeah, that one that you get a more selfish benefit in TFT.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So
I like that.
The other thing you would consider is like like in a normal, you would consider if you can play something to make Bruiser with Scion. But if you look at the Bruisers, none of them are really all that useful, other than Kabuko. And when I say all that useful, I mean like they don't do much without items, because all your items are already on the core units on the board already.
So usually I swap my units from LeBlanc onto Mel. I actually played a game in Noxus and forgot to do that.
Yep.
So those items go into Mel, and typically like a 1-cost Mel is better than a 2-star LeBlanc. Yeah, basically. 100.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that helps a lot.
So this is So this is just like a quick end game workshop. There's like a way you can scale this fully up as well. Usually you play a disruptor because that gives you a good buff. And like what we did is we went from 7 Noxus, which gives us a bigger guy, which is not bad. But instead we activated 2 Quick Striker, which gives our whole team 15% attack speed, which is very, very powerful. That's like what a very, very strong silver augment would provide to our team. And we also activate Disruptor, which both gives these 2 units more damage and dazzles our opponents, meaning that they deal 10% less damage, which is a really big deal. So yeah, getting like these stacking multipliers makes like allows our team to basically just be stronger than our opponents. All right.
All of this makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. So back to this. So let's take the perspective that we can kind of play anything in the opener, and then on the side hold the stuff that we want to hold on the side the stuff that we might need later into the game. That's kind of the approach that you generally take, and usually you only start doing that in like stage 3 if it costs you econ, for example, if it prevents you from making interest. So if you take a look here, what would you, let me just take a quick peek here. All right, you can drop Viego. All right.
Oh, I think I was complaining through this game because I had a ton of Viegos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't sure what to do with those.
So you have a Viego too. You can play it in the opener, right?
Yeah.
Viego is like a real, like quite a good holder of a lot of different items. Like he can hold AP items, he can hold AD items, he can hold melee items, tank. He can hold basically everything. Like he's like the ultimate item holder in the early game. So I'm actually pretty happy when I see a Viego. The catch for him is you do really want like frontline for him to be good because he is like pretty squishy himself. So based on that information, what would you want to hold here? I'll give you, before you answer that question, I'll tell you the guiding rule. The guiding rule is you always want to be holding the units that make you the best 4-unit board altogether. That's what you should be prioritizing.
That makes sense. I mean, my only options are Jins or Jarvans now. So,
yeah.
Probably the Jarvan, because I think tanks are stronger early game, like for your 4 cost.
Yep.
Sorry, not for your 4 cost, for hitting 4.
Yep.
Like I had,
Yeah, that's right. Do you know if you're getting more gold on this turn or not?
No.
All right.
I don't know.
I'll tell. This is like my channel's like rule number 1. This is like this. Okay, so on stage 1, you're guaranteed to get a minimum of 6 gold in total. That can come in one of 2 ways. Either you can get 6 gold altogether in a blue orb on 2-1.
Okay.
Or you can get it in 3 increments of 2. So you can get 2 gold here in a gray orb, 2 gold here on 1-3, and then 2 gold here on 1-4.
Oh, it's like confirmed that you'll get at least
6. This is the guaranteed minimum. This is the classic.
Okay, cool.
All right, so which one are we in? Are we in the 6 gold one, or are we in the 2 gold one?
We are in the 2 gold one.
Yes, correct.
Math.
This one will happen every game.
Cool.
All right, so how much gold are you going to get on this turn?
I'm going to get 2.
Yes.
All right, so I'm buying it basically every
yeah.
day. Do you okay, sorry. You know how there's some what are they called? Like legends that give you like extra money, for example, like you can hit 10 gold. Do you econ during the creep rounds? Like should I be selling to hit 10 on the, like, for example, if you can hypothetically here get to 10?
Yeah, that's a really complicated question. That's like if I should trade my knight off or trade my bishop off in this spot, basically.
Okay.
But here's what I'll say. If you're willing to play a lot of stuff and you prefer being stronger earlier, you should not make econ. However, if you prefer playing a small number of comps and you don't mind losing a bit early to gather the units in a particular comp, then you should make econ. I
like making econ. Okay, so
right. You make econ.
I honestly had no idea if I could even make econ.
You can make econ, yeah.
You can make econ. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Thanks.
All right. So we're going to run the exercise. So basically the entire time I'm going through this, I'm thinking like, all right, like what's the strongest thing I can put on my board? All right, it's the Viego. What's the strongest thing I can play with the Viego? Well, it's the Jarvan. So that would be on the board. And then I figure out what what extends off of that basically is how I'm making my decision here.
Right.
Because like it's by doing that you on average get to the best board on 2-1. That's like the point of holding specific units now is not for the late game. Like if you need a unit in the late game, you can grab it in the late game, right? The point is to have the strongest board in the early game, which is why you want to grab as many of the strong
so should have gone on Blitzcrank, should have gone on Shen. Well,
yeah,
Shen
exactly. Like
sucks, but
they're all fine. And the big thing is that you just need some frontline for Viego, which is the carry star already.
Okay. Cool. Here I was already with the mindset like, oh, I have 2 Ionia. I'm probably gonna go Ionia.
That's like fine, but you shouldn't feel like you have to do that. Like if you want to do that to like simplify what you're going to play, that's totally okay. But just know that you do have the option of like still playing kind of anything. Like this is not a hard determiner of what you should play. And in this set, there's actually very few of those hard determiners of what you can and should play.
Got it.
Like just know that you're never actually restricted, but if you want to simplify the game for yourself, you totally can.
Okay.
Okay, so in this situation, I will explain the core idea behind how you pick your augment here. Augments are really cool. I sometimes imagine what chess would be like if there were augments, but
dude, I have let's not even talk about how much I've wanted to patch chess.
Mm-hmm.
If chess could have augments, if chess could have rolling, if you had to econ to purchase a queen, it would make the game so much fun. But
I mean, you got TFT for that, don't you?
That's true. You know what? That's why we're here playing TFT.
Yeah. All right. So here, do you have any like guiding thoughts for yourself on how you pick your augment here, or is it just kind of all based on vibes?
Well, I roll a die in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, no, actually, I mean, I obviously am not going to go Demacia. Well, okay, it's not obviously that I'm not going to go Demacia forever. Based on the conversations we've had, I'm not very unlikely to go Demacia.
This is this is actually quite a good Demacia spot, by the way.
Really?
I mean, you have Jarvan too. Is the big thing. You have Jarvan too, and you have, I forgot what your components were. Your component.
I have a Xing Zhao or something. Right? No, I have a Shed.
Yeah, your components are okay.
Okay. Whew, all right.
But that's besides the point.
I'm familiar with playing Demacia, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much because you kind of build it vertical and then you start taking out units once you hit 8 anyways. So.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom out here, which is not focus on what these exact augments are, but we're going to go ahead and quickly classify them. Because basically, there's basically only really 3 kinds of augments and some kind of variation of them. There's augments that give you econ, so like some form of gold or like something that gold can buy. There's items, which is items, and then there's the third, which is combat, which is it directly improves the the strength of your unit. On 2-1, which is on 2-1, you usually do not want to take combat. There's like some situations where you can, and there's some things that allow you to, but we'll go over those later. You generally want to either take econ or items. I'll tell you why. The reason why is because combat is usually like, okay, the reason why comes from understanding why we pick in a specific kind of augment right now. What is this augment right now supposed to allow us to achieve on 2-1?
Oh.
We actually need to take a step back from that one. We'll take one more step back. What's the point of TFT? What do you need to do to win or to place well?
You need to do in TFT, win if you win every single round, you'll win in TFT.
What do you need to do to place well?
Gotta have a strong board. Gotta have the econ for that board late game as well.
Yeah, it's like TFT. Like the thing that determines how well you place in the game is how strong were you able to make your board in totality across the duration of the game. Does that make sense? So like you want to make your board as strong as possible throughout the game, taking into considerations that like there's sometimes trade-offs between making your board strong now and strong later, which is like the really cool part. So for combat, so the reason I'll tell you, instead of explaining why combat is bad, I'll explain to you why Econ is good. Econ is good because it gives you gold to be able to purchase units and level in the early game and later into the game. Like any Econ you gain now, you are able to hold until later as well, right? Mm-hmm. So this is like betting on your future, basically.
Right. Okay.
It's betting on your future, but also you can spend gold now to improve your board. So like if you have more gold than your opponents, you're more able to spend some of it now to like level even faster than your opponents normally do, to have a level advantage, and then you get to play extra units on your board. So in a way, Econ also allows you to improve your board. It also allows you to, maybe not on stage 2, but on stage 3, like roll a little bit and have the gold to be able to do that. So Econ improves your board in the future by allowing you to level and roll, essentially. Items.
Okay.
Items improve your units, and they improve your units by a lot. I think it's quite good to have a benchmark of how much your units improve as a result of having items. So I will teach this to you now. What's the best way to explain this? Okay. Do you have any idea in your head how much stronger a unit is when they build an item that's good for them?
No.
Okay.
I have absolutely no like percentage benchmark or anything.
Cool. So I'll introduce one. So let's say like a physical attacker, like an AD unit. They have at the start just like 100% of their normal AD, and then 100% of their normal AS, like their attack speed. If you give them 50 more AD or 50% more AD, how much stronger do they become?
150?
They get 150% of their power, basically, right? Like so they're 50% stronger. And like the same thing would happen if you gave AS, right?
Right.
Cool. Take a quick look at some items. Deathblade. 55% AD, 10% damage amp. So that's actually better than what we mentioned.
Oh, yep.
So in your head, that's like what? About 65, maybe 70%, like at least 65% stronger from having one singular item. Make sense? Yep. Cool.
That makes sense.
So that is a lot. That is like a lot stronger, I would say, by having a Deathblade on an 80 unit versus not having it. And like a lot of items are like that. I think you might more commonly find like the later items because they give some stats that are like a little bit redundant. They end up around 50% stronger, but about like 50 to 60% stronger per item is about the right benchmark you should have in your head.
Yep, that all makes sense. Yeah.
All right. So now with the math out of the way, all right. That's a lot of power. Like if you put it on like an upgraded unit, your unit is way, 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 way stronger. Like if I have an item on a unit and you don't on your carry, because like you're greeting your item, I will win the fight unless you have like 50% more frontline than I do. Right? Like if you have like 2 more upgrades, then you'll still win. But if you don't, my item will give me that power. So in the early game, trying to win in the early game is basically a function of how powerful or how much can you leverage items, and to leverage items, it can be useful to take items in the first place. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. So items are really powerful for winning. Yeah, items are powerful for winning. So if we take that into context, we can think about why combat is not nearly as good. So if we take a look at this, this one is a combat augment, I would say. It does give you an emblem, but at least right now, the main amount of power it would give you is it would give you 180 HP and 10% attack speed.
So it's not a lot.
Yeah, this is very wimpy compared to like the 50% extra damage you'd get from taking a normal item, or actually artifact items which are evaluated to be 1.5x a normal item are even more powerful than what I explained for a normal item.
Typically, taking items early is really good if you're trying to win.
If you're trying to win. Now, here's the thing. Do you know how much stronger a unit gets when they star up?
No.
All right, so when a unit stars up, two things happen. One, their base HP, so like the amount of HP they have before any items are applied, is multiplied by 1.8. And then their AD goes up by 1.5.
Okay.
And if they're an AP unit, usually the spell power is improved by 1.5. But this is for only AP units, so it's not like it doesn't. 80 units don't double dip.
Yeah, they don't double, but it is better for sure.
Yeah, it's about 50% stronger, right? Now here's the thing. It would be bad to take an item augment and then not be able to not be able to meaningfully convert that into round wins, right? Because you're giving up the opportunity to take econ and then accelerate what your future board strength is going to be, right? Like if you're not going to win anyways because units are bad or they're too unupgraded, then the correct choice is to invest in your future when you do have a better opportunity to actually win compared to now.
That makes sense.
So from like Augment 101 from here is, if your board is good, you want to take items. If your board is bad, then you want to take econ. That's it.
This actually is like so, it's crazy because obviously like all strategy games are similar, but it just reminds me exactly of like chess openings. Like your play style very much depends on, well, it should depend on what opening you choose. If you're choosing an aggressive opening, you better be attacking later. Or if you're sacrificing material, you better be going aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's just that in some cases you have different amount of resources at the start and kind of have to adjust to that. Which is cool. I assume if you were ahead on like if you had more pieces, you'd want to attack more probably, and like if you had less, you probably want to defend more.
Well, it depends. Usually you sacrifice pieces in chess to be able to be aggressive because you get like tempo. So
yeah. All right, so given that, would you consider your opener to be strong enough to warrant taking an item augment?
Yes.
Sure, I think that's true. So of these three, we can quickly identify. So like, this is this is your item augment. This is like purely. The thing is, there's like a bunch of hybrids, kind of. So this is like mostly combat, but there's a little bit of econ thrown in because it gives you units. So like it's like a tiny bit of econ, like maybe 5 or 10% econ. And then this is like a third of an item because it gives you an emblem, which is like kind of an item. And then the rest is combat.
Yeah,
so yeah,
that makes sense.
Item's great. Item's good here.
I don't think I took it.
No, I don't think so either.
Oh, I took a spat.
Because spats are fun, right?
Yeah, spats are fun.
All right, cool. I mean that's fine. If you were playing purely to win, what would you take here?
The Portable Forge.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be good.
So I think I don't know. I like spats because in my head, if I have more traits, it's better. But I'm starting to learn that in this set, that is not really the case.
Yeah,
spats. There are some sets in the past that I played where it feels like if you just played vertical Noxus, whatever, hit 7, and you just win the game.
Yes. But yeah. Spats are like really complicated. I think Ionia has like one of the weakest spat spikes in the game, I think, actually.
Oh.
And that's mostly because it's already easy to get 7 Ionia without the spat. Like the spat basically provides you 2 things, 3 actually. 1, it gives you a free unit. Some of these traits, what's the best example? Noxus is, no, Failure, yeah. So Failure, if you take a look, this is a 1 cost, this is a 2 cost, this is a 2 cost, this is a 3 cost, but if you want to get to the 5, you need one of the 4 costs. So a spat allows you to get the stronger trait activated earlier without having one of these units already. Like if you had a Failure emblem, it's like having your first list or your first Brom already.
Yeah.
The other value of a spat is sometimes putting it on a unit and having the effect be good because it gets the trait. Failure is like not that good because a lot of things get it anyways, but they get a little bit more of the bonus. But if we do a little bit of math, Failures get 150% more. If it's a damage unit, they get 150% more of 16% damage amp, which is like 24% damage amp, right? So that's the difference, which is not worth an item, right? That's like weaker than an item usually is. So you wouldn't want to put it on like your main carry, and that's true for a lot of these, I think. Like I think, for example, an Ionia spat is not better than a real item as well, but there are some exceptions.
I'm learning a lot. All
right, so we're gonna go over. So I've actually watched this already, so I know the parts to point out. So you just wanted to play Yasuo reroll this game, right?
No, I did not. I do not want to play Yasuo reroll.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I never play Ionia for the purpose of playing Yasuo reroll. I don't know the exact Ionia buff, like the path.
This is the 3-star one.
Game. Oh, this is the 3-star one?
Yeah.
I never find Yasuo, so I never actually plan on playing the reroll comp. Because like I've had bad experiences rolling.
Okay, so it's good that you made the item here. Do you have a plan for where this BT was going later into the game?
Yeah, I think it was Aatrox.
You were planning to play Aatrox. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that's cool, actually.
Okay.
As long as you have a plan, that's fine.
One of the ideas I had was to, I always mess this up with set because I forget that you have to move your entire board back to unlock set when you hit level 8. But one of the things I try to do, like in my head, obviously I don't know if this is right or wrong, is I just try to hit level 8 in a reasonably fast time, and then from there.
Yeah, that's all good.
I made this, so I don't know.
This is good. There's like very little wrong here other than the following, which is if I gave you more time, would you have made an item here?
Yeah, probably would have made Hodge.
All right, cool. I assume someone's told you the rule, or you like vaguely understand the rule of like if you have like 3 or 4 components, especially, you just want to make an item most of the time.
Well, I mean, no one's told me this rule, but I figured out that cool. Like letting components going to waste is probably not good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that I get. Heuristics.
All right, so on 3-2, here's what I'll say, and I forgot who I told this to. I told this to Toast recently, actually, which is there's like certain like. All right, I'm making it more complicated. But basically, on 3-2, items are good. Items good, and they're even better if they complete a set of 3 items. So if you can complete, if you can make the 3rd item on a carry, that item is generally considered to be really, really powerful because of how items scale off of each other on the same unit. Because if I say that, does that make sense, or should I explain?
maybe explain, like,
Sure.
I mean, I understand that obviously it's a little additive, like if you have a Kraken Slayer with an Rage Blade, then
yeah, like basically all items work like that, but on any unit, the third item is stronger than the second item, which is stronger than the first item, because like the fight is won or lost based on the amount of like flat damage or flat tankiness your board has, basically. So like
okay.
So like if we consider like a unit's DPS, right? Like if it starts at like 100 DPS, right, damage per second, the first item gives it about 150, so it's like plus 50. The next one is the next item you build in the unit, if it's the right item, tends to be another 50% multiplicative increase. So it goes up to 225 about, which is you get 75 more flat damage on your guy. And then if you do it again, that's where you get the big numbers. It's like, so what was that? That's like 225, 1.5, 337.5.
So it's like multiplicative.
Yeah, it's multiplicative. Yeah,
multiplying.
Yep.
Okay.
So like this one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this one gives 112. So, if I take an item to make a 3-item carry and I get this damage bonus, and you don't have this on your board and you take basically anything else in the game, I will roll you, right? Like if I have a 3-item carry and you have a 1-item carry, like my guy does more than double your damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
so you really want your carries to get to 3 items?
Yes, you really want your carries to have 3 items as fast as you can, basically.
Yep.
All right, so let's take a look at how that one applies here. So if you wanted to achieve that, what would you take? So like if we take a look at your item situation, what is our item situation? How many items could we get stacked on one unit if we wanted to?
We could put 2 items onto Yasuo. 2.5.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, here's an interesting one. I noticed you said a half. You can get a component on the unit, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what the approximate value, or like the component gives you like 10% attack speed or 10% AD? So it's like that's what I consider to be like one component of value is like 10 AS or like 10 AD. Do you know how much how many components of value you get from completing a full item?
No.
All right. So we'll do a quick little exercise on figuring.
This is like the math behind TFT. It's so fascinating.
There's a lot of math for like understanding things, and like that's part of what like makes it's like one of my strengths. I think it's like explaining the math and like putting into why certain things are as they are. So like this is like, take a look. 15 AD, 15 AS, 15 damage amp, and then 15 more against tanks. So like a lot of the time it's 30% damage amp. So you get 30% damage amp, which is equal to about like it's equal to about 3 components of value. Like the 30 is about 3 components of value, and then 15 AD, 15 AP. These are each 1.5.
Okay.
And like this one's actually valued to be more in their system because damage amp is harder to acquire. So like you can bump this up a little bit. And basically items, when you complete an item, they're supposed to give you approximately 7 components of value on one unit.
What? Sorry, 7?
Yeah. If you do it for like 8, if you look at it for Deathblade, it kind of reveals itself too.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's made from 2 swords, but it gives you 55% attack damage and 10% damage amp, and that damage amp has a premium on it, so it basically gets you up to 7 or almost 7.
Okay.
It's for sure between 6 and 7.
That's crazy. I love it.
Yeah. So completing those items are really powerful. Even even if you have like a component on a unit, it's not quite the same as having the full item. It's quite far.
Yeah, understood. This is giving me a really big realization for why I come second or third in a lot of my TFT games.
Yeah, it's like if we go back to this,
yeah,
that's too far back.
3 items onto my carry sometimes because
Yes.
for whatever reason, not finishing items a little earlier. Yeah, okay, it's all starting to add up.
Yep. Cool. Do you know what this augment does?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can read it, but
but like, do you know what's in it? Like, do you know what's in the care package? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. So, I'll do you a little favor. If you were to play Yasuo reroll, this is really good. Okay. I'm going to pull out the thing.
Is it champ duplicators or something?
Along those lines. There's like a little website that, or like, there's like a Discord bot. I don't if you're in any like TFT server, most of them have them. You can like type in exclamation mark care package.
Oh, that's cool.
And it will show you the table of what it can drop you for if it has like a random table or like a table of things. So I'm gonna put this on screen. You can read it. I'm gonna go ahead quickly and go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
And then when I come back, you tell me if this is good or not.
I'm gonna guess the answer is yes. All right, so stage 3 or 4, you got a gold plus component reforgers. I mean, oh, you get items, right? So this must be really good. We've been talking so much about items. It seems like everything about this game is around the concept that items are good. Or so far, everything that Broseph has been telling. No, this is good. I'm learning so much. This makes games more fun. Like, it's fine if you want to just chill and all that stuff, and I tell people to chill when playing games too, but if you want to take it seriously, and especially because I do really want to get to Diamond this season, it's good to learn. It's good to learn. Yeah, you love going Death League is my start playing TFT. Dude, this season, set 16, is supposed to be really good. I keep calling them seasons because I'm so used to playing League, but this set is supposed to be really good. But I've never thought about the technicalities of it either, and the mechanics behind everything is so interesting. Like, I never would have thought that one component is only like 1/6 or 1/7 of a full made, like a complete item. So, I mean, I do think that items are really important, but I'm sure it all goes together, right? Like, I've been playing some terrible comps. But yeah.
All right, I'm back.
My answer is yes. This is good. This is really good.
All right, cool. You got it. Yeah. Why is it really good?
Well, you get like one full item, which once again is just insane, and then you also have the option to reforge that, which is insane.
Oh, this is a component. But yeah, you get 2 components. Like, you get 1 component on right away, and then you get 1 component there. And you can get reforgers, you get gold with it, you can get duplicators. So if this is useful, it's really good. Do you know what the maximum value of a duplicator is?
No.
Okay, so the maximum value of a duplicator is, as you like probably have a sense of, the more copies of a unit that you have, the harder it is to find the next one, right? Mm-hmm. So the maximum value of a duplicator is... Wait,
sorry. Pause. That's true?
Yeah. Because there's a bag. Like, there's a bag.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's not like, it's only because you took that unit out of the pool.
Yes.
It's not because the game is like, oh, you have this unit, we're gonna make it harder. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right. So there's a standard bag thing, but like the bag thing really starts to kick in once there's fewer and fewer out, which will inevitably play a role if you're playing a reroll comp. So like here, you maybe didn't reroll Yasuo, but you ended up rerolling it. Like, you ended up getting the Yasuo 3. The Val, or like if any point you are playing reroll comp, the usual amount of gold it takes to find the last copy is like 20 gold. So getting the duplicator basically is equivalent to 20 gold, which is really, really, really powerful. Given that, as you might have seen the memes on Twitter, there's an augment that says gain 21 gold, basically, right? And like that's like the basic most minimum most general, least leverage gold, basically. But if you can find specific ways to make it better, it's really powerful. Now, I will say here, the other thing I'll put in your mind is the typical value of a gold augment. This is like actually a quite good thing to just kind of look over and get a sense of, which is like the value of gold and silver augments respectively, and even prismatic. So we take a quick look. I'm showing you stuff that's like kind of complicated, but it should be fine. If you take a look here, there's this augment here, right? Gain a Sunfire Cape, your units do have Omnivamp against burn targets. So this is like, it gives you a full item. So if my question is, how many components is a gold augment worth, what would you say? Hold that thought. I'll show you a different augment as well. Maybe there's this one that's 2 completed items that come from BF Sword. It comes on 4/2. And then there's like a Spirit Visage with an additional effect on it. And then there is that's most of it. There's like one more mana related one. Oh, there's no way I can.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, the question is how many components is a gold augment usually worth?
How many components is a gold augment worth? Well, one of them straight up gave you
3, right?
Yeah, so
3 is right. A gold augment is worth about 3 components, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. What didn't one of them give you 4? Because it said it was like 2 completed items that come from BF Sword?
Yes, that one gives you 4, and the reason it can give you 4 is because you take a premium, or so you take a good deal because the items are random. So you don't get you lose agency. But like pure components are worth 3. That's part of what makes like this one so good, because you're guaranteed almost always a full item, or usually a full item on stage 5, and then 2 components and extra resources, and like the Reforger can help you as well.
So this is really good.
It's really good, yeah.
Oh no, I definitely took that one. No.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's if I pull up like this thing right here, I think.
Oh, this is so bad. Okay, you don't even need to explain this to me. Tons of stats is not a lot of stats, because I'm understanding how important items are. I get it.
So when is this good? There's a situation when this is actually like good or decent.
Oh.
Like what situation is it good?
I don't know, like really early game? Like if this was your very first augment?
Why?
No, I don't think. Because when you're really early on, it's harder to get items. And it's like everything added together, I guess. It's like kind of an item, right? Because you have like 4% this, 4% that, and 44 health and all that stuff.
You can still hear me fine, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I just changed an audio setting because someone told me something was weird with it, but hopefully maybe that fixes it. So the answer is no. I'll tell you about what the so like combat augments have to have some kind of special strength if items are this powerful, right?
Yeah.
Their special strength is that they can be applied to units that already have 3 items. So it's like having like a 4th or like a 3.5 item. That's the part that makes them powerful.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So this is good in the late game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because like because I can't equip a 4th item on a unit, right? So like if I'm sitting at like 337 was the number.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
Okay, and then it goes up by 4%. Okay, so wait, my question now is, if they take tons of stats now, it applies now and it doesn't apply retroactively. So let's say I take it now and then I get 3 items on my Unara. She doesn't get, and she goes up to like 335, whatever. She doesn't get 4% attack speed on top of that. She gets the 4% attack speed as when I got her. Like, how does that work?
Oh, yeah, that's a fair question. I'm gonna quickly check with my chat. Is this different at all, or better? audio wise? No. Okay. Anyways, basically, most things that are worded like this is just a consistent buff for your team always, basically. So always 100% better. Oh, okay, cool. This is your team always gets this. So your team, every unit on your team always gets this HP, this attack damage, this AP, this armor.
Oh, I see.
This
Okay,
measure,
so
this
I don't
attack
need
speed.
to. Even if
No.
I get it early, it's
Yes,
gonna
yes,
be.
yeah. It doesn't
it's
matter
gonna
if you
apply
have
later.
it. Yeah. This is a constant. Like all of these are almost always constant buffs. Like for example, this doesn't only apply to your champions that you have right now. For example.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that would make sense. I wasn't sure if it was on their base, but now I'm realizing that it's on their like collective stats, which is insane. Okay.
Yeah. Like their base stats will improve as they their base stats will improve as they star up, basically.
See, I thought it was a flat. Like, let's say I have 100% attack damage, right? It only goes up to 104, and then you add the items. But it's the other way. It's like 4% on my 385 or whatever.
Yes.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
So one of my chats asking if we'll be able to turn the tide. I don't know if a single augment can turn the tide, but
turn the tide. What tide are we turning?
Like changing. I think they mean like changing. Like, let's say you're losing. If you take tons of stats, would it be able to dramatically affect your gameplay? But probably not.
Oh no, the game's all about like. This game is all about like what is it? Margins most of the time.
Yeah.
Like the things that look really boring are just like good consistent marginal benefits, and like Ascension is like after 15 seconds you gain 60% DA damage amp. Like this is obviously a huge buff, right? But the thing is it's almost useless because it happens so late. Like this one could quote unquote turn the tide if you're losing in a fight and it's going a long time, but almost always it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, because the rounds itself is so short. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. Sense. So common augments, they're good when you've already got your 3 items.
Yep.
Which tend to be better later. Like on like 4-2, you're much more likely to take combat. Probably like 60 to that number might even be too high with how valuable gold is in the game. But like at least like 40+% you're taking combat on 4-2. Whereas before that, I think it's like less than like 15%, I would say.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
All right, cool. So here what you did was quite good, actually. Like you rolled to improve your board and like kind of held your different options.
Yeah, I realized I was dead last in health, so some changes needed to be made.
Yeah, you gotta shift momentum. What I'll say here is, what was I gonna say here? Oh yeah, the way it comes up a little bit later, but if you find yourself in a situation, so like you're obviously like still learning the game, right? Later there's later into the game there's like a spot where you're kind of like really unsure about what you can play. We'll go over it when it comes, but like here this is done actually very 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 well because the improvement to your board is relatively easy, I think.
Yeah, I also got the champs that I wanted, which I think really helped.
Yeah.
But here once again, like I won one, lost one, and then losing again. I finally make this Hodge. Oh my gosh. Whew.
You want to know something crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take. Wait. I'll wait and see if you show your damage chart here.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yasuo is doing so much. Wow.
All right. I was gonna say something like really crazy. It's a little bit. Actually, yeah. Here, I'm gonna teach you a really important skill, which is whenever you're putting items on, whenever you're distributing your items on your board, you're never like really sure if you've done it correctly. When you're putting items on your board, what are you hoping to accomplish?
Hoping to make my board stronger.
Yeah, you're trying to make it not only stronger, where they're put, you're trying to make the strongest board you can achieve, right?
Yep.
So if that's the case, the way that I like to be able to figure out if I put them in the right place or not is to look at the damage chart, because, for example, you generally want to be putting the item on the unit that does the most damage already, right? Because then you're multiplying the most damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So your Ginsu is on the Yunara.
Yes. But she's not doing that much yet.
Yeah. So if we take a look at your damage chart here, I'll full screen it again in a second. If your Yunara with the item is doing less damage than Ari, the right conclusion to come to is that the item is actually better on Ari.
Oh, even if it's a Rage Blade?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, fair enough.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, here's the thing. The items are made to look really cool and be kind of specific and be kind of flashy, but really all it does is give you attack speed. Attack speed helps everyone. Everyone wants attack speed.
True.
The only people that don't want attack speed are like units that have to cast for a really long time, and that's like, even on that case, that's not even really true. So this would be great on Ari. In fact, the more groundbreaking thing is that you're probably just supposed to stack all three on Yasuo.
That would make sense. I honestly figured that part out from looking at the charts based on what you said. Like having 3 items is supposed to be awesome. So I should have like an item. So what I should be doing is like when I have multiple different items meant for different units, even though if they don't necessarily all synergize perfectly on like my a champion, the item carrier should have all 3, because then it's like the most amped up. That makes sense.
Exactly right. Yep, perfect. That's like rule number 3 on my usual list.
All right, cool.
Maybe rule number 1. We'll see.
Rule number 1. I also have an obsession with Econ, so.
Yeah, so that's the other thing I was going to say. So, obviously, you know that you're meant to make gold, and like being above 50 gold is good, right?
Yeah.
I will make an effort to explain when you are supposed to be below that amount of gold, and typically that's when the comp you're playing is supposed to power spike. Basically, to put it in simple terms, if you're playing for a 4-cost carry, if you're playing for a 4-cost carry, the moment you get to level 8, you're highly incentivized to spend your gold until you make some substantial improvements to your board. Basically.
Okay.
The reason why is because, well, if I don't spend my gold on level 8, like level 8 is like for a long time when you're going to get the best bang for your buck. Like you're going to get the best stuff out of your gold, right?
Right.
So you should spend a lot of it right away on level 8 because it will be the most efficient to, in essence, buy you HP. The whole point of the game is like, I'm looking for the cheapest amounts of gold during different points in the game to buy me HP. If I buy more HP than my opponents, I outplace them.
Yep. Cool. I don't even know what I was trying to do here.
Honestly, looked okay. I mean, you just don't know what to play on your board.
Yeah. And then I was trying to find a Yasuo, and then I never found a Yasuo, and then I got annoyed.
Okay, so...
Oh, I forgot to move everything back for set, too.
Yeah, that's a small thing. The big thing that actually hindered your turn is that you bought this Ari and then you got locked. You got bench locked basically.
Yes.
So like in this spot, the chance that we're going to be RE3 is like basically 0. So you want to sell the Ari right away and just keep rolling on this turn and sell the Seraphine. Like if there's any unit that like has basically no chance of being on your board, you don't want to have them here. Like because your bench will otherwise be full.
Yep. We should have sold Ari, should have sold whatever else, and then oh, and I keep forgetting about it, but that's a different story. So now I should be moving an item onto Yunara, right?
From where?
Oh, maybe the other way. Maybe I should be moving Rageblade onto Yasuo because he's 3-star now.
Yeah, or you'd probably move Striker on a Yasuo. But the bigger thing is that we actually you look at your board and the number of items is small, right?
Yes.
I'll point out one more thing. You haven't taken any item augments, right? Earth's is actually a negative item augment.
True.
Because you lose a component going into this bat. So we're on less than true minimum components basically here. Yeah, so normally by 4-1, you are like guaranteed, even if you didn't take any item augments, you're very likely to have 5 full items. We have only 4.5 full items because we had to make this here.
Okay.
Yeah, which just means in your future games, you should feel real inclined and happy to take more item augments, because then like you're kind of noticing that like we have a lot of slots for good items, right? Like we could hit Belveth too. We want 3-item Yasuo, 3-item Yunara, 3-item Belveth, and those, like having 3 items on those would make our board like way more powerful than any of the stuff that we have here, basically.
Makes sense. Yeah, all right. I'm starting to see the mistake in my ways.
It's like, I mean, like, this is not to be rude or anything. It's just kind of everything, right? It's like there's items, there's augments, but once you get the hang of it, it's wow, it's so fun.
Yeah. And then I also had 8 like Ionia on because I had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
That was another issue I had. Yeah.
What should you do instead of have 8 Ionia?
I think I should be obviously dropping someone like Shen. But I think Shen was giving Bruiser, so I didn't want to drop Shen. So then my second thought was I should drop Ari probably.
Yeah.
Or I should take out. I also have 1 extra Slayer on.
Yes.
I had 3 Slayers of 2, but one was Aatrox and the other Yone, so I wanted them together. I don't know.
Yeah, you should drop Ari. Dropping Ari is right.
I drop Ari. Yeah.
Davidas, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Anyways, so here, what should you do? Like, if you can answer this question well, then we're set on the item thing.
I should get an item for Yunara. So it should have been a sword for Death Blade. Yep,
it's good. One thing I can introduce you. So I assume no one's ever told you the hierarchy of power before, right?
No.
Okay, so I will introduce that to you right now, which is you look at this, right, and you have a 3-item so you have, okay, in essence you have a 2-item Aatrox 1, a 2-item Yasuo 3, and a 2-item Yunara 2, right?
Yeah.
So you have, let me write this down. You have 2-star 4 cost, 3-star 2 cost.
Yep.
1-star 5 cost.
Yep.
Do you know how with the strength of these in order?
No, I don't.
All right, cool. Let's go over the list. So for 3 stars, this is like reasonably visible, right?
Yes. Yeah, I can see that.
For 3 stars, obviously the best in the game. I'll just move this to the other side. The best in the game are what? 3-star 5 cost, right?
Yes, obviously. Yeah. And then I assume after that, it's going to be 3-star 4 cost and then 3-star 3 cost, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to leave a gap here.
There's a gap? Sorry. Wait.
There's a gap because while these, like, the reason there's a gap is because we need to fit in the tiers of 2 stars and 1 stars of other costs.
Oh, that makes sense. So a 2-star 5 cost is probably better than a 3-star 3 cost.
These are understood to be approximately the same.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn, this is literally like piece values in chess, but way more complicated because there's like 20 different combinations.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I didn't think of that comparison, but that's cool, yeah. 5 cost, so 2-star 5 cost is there. Bro, like 2-star 4 cost is here. I made this like off, but hopefully it still fits.
No, I understand. I totally understand.
Yeah, like 2-star 4 cost is here. It's like between.
Wow, really?
It's between 3-star 2 cost and 3-star 1 cost.
Oh.
And then I need to switch colors here. Oh god. It should be fine.
Right on the moon.
Yeah. 3. Yeah, this is better than this. 3-star 1 cost better than this. 1 cost. Yeah, sure, whatever. I didn't want to go back and fix it. And then 1 star. So 1-star 5 cost is 1-star 5 cost is about equal to 2-star 3 cost.
Wait, really?
Wait. I might have had that wrong. Wait. No, that's wrong. The 2-star 3 cost is better.
Wait, a 2-star 3 cost is better than a 1-star 5 cost.
Yes. In general. This is like
you did mention
there are exceptions. Okay. There's like a lot of exceptions. But this is the general way this was designed.
For example, in the Noxus build, you had mentioned that I should have taken out LeBlanc.
Yeah, these are supposed to be similar. I'm pretty sure. the benchmark is that they're similar.
Understood.
I will say that some of the more difficult unlocks are given like a little bump in power, which is why Mel is more powerful.
Azir.
Aatrox is also a bit more powerful. Azir doesn't have that bump. Azir is just a standard 5 cost. The 5 costs are just quite strong this set. And obviously, like, if you have the rule of like tank still apply, which is if you have no items at all and the unit and these units don't help anyone else in the team, then the tank tends to be better than the carry because the carry doesn't have any items to make it powerful. But the tank can kind of just in the front and cast once and it's fine.
Yep, just like League.
Yeah. 1-star 4 cost is supposed to be better than this goes here.
Wow.
And then this is equal. The 2-star 1 cost is supposed to be equal to 1-star 3 cost, and then 2 cost 1 cost.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Perfect.
So what should the item be?
The item, I've already forgotten what I'm trying to do. Okay, so wait, 3-star 2 cost is better than. So it should be a Deathblade for Yasuo.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Fascinating. Oh my gosh, I probably could have won this game.
Oh, you could have for sure. Do you? I'm gonna. Are you interested in? Okay, I'll ask you 2 things. A, do you know where to truly get good information on what items you're supposed to build on different units?
No, I go off of the guide on the side of the screen. And I just hover.
Would you like to know what they should be?
Yes,
right.
Please.
Excellent. All right. Once I show you this, you can't go back. Once you see this, you can't step out. That's all.
Okay. Because I literally I've graduated over just looking at the items and seeing what I'm able to build, and now I actually actively try to think about like what I'm trying to build instead of just being like, oh yeah, I have the components for this. So that's where I'm at recently. But
cool.
It would be nice to go.
What you do is you go to this, and then this is a stats explorer. Basically, you look into the statistics of all items on a unit. Now this will look a little bit overwhelming, but I'll break it down. So let's look at Unara.
Oh, this is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is Unara. I'll explain what's being shown. Currently, I'm looking at boards that have a Unara on them. Okay, boards that have a Unara on them average 4.25, which is above average. This top 4 rate, this win rate, this sample size. Cool.
That's insane. Yep.
All right. Now, if I wanted to look at items, I click on items, and now there's a lot to see here. You actually, am I in advanced mode? Okay, you probably don't need to use advanced mode at the start. So you just go to this at the start, and then you see, all right, what is the difference in average placement for the different items on Unara?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see, all right, what are the good items here? Red buff is good. Kraken is good. And what matters is how good they are compared to each other. So this is averages 3.99 and this averages 4.18 over 100,000 games. It shows a pretty meaningful difference in how good the items are. It's basically saying that this is like better. Yep.
Doesn't Gwinsus feel like mandatory on Unara?
Yes, but I will say Ginsu feels more satisfying to play than it is actually strong.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say is, I mean, Ginsu is good. I mean, Ginsu is fine. Like, you need to take into... Okay, Ginsu actually just isn't that good, is what I'll say. Like, if you ask me what are the best 3 items on this girl, it's like Kraken. I think it's Krakens. Mm-hmm. And then you're right that you really want an attack speed item. I think the best attack speed item is red buff. But like if you couldn't get a red buff, I'd probably build Ginsu. Cool. And then when I click them, what I'm doing is I'm supposing, or I'm filtering in that those items are on the unit, basically. So now I can see, all right, if I have a Kraken on a Unara and then a red buff on Unara, what is the best? Which item performs best third? And it's like one of these.
Oh wow!
And then from these, it's not. It's still not Ginsu. Here's the big bomb. The big bomb is, from seeing these, you should try and understand why the items show the trend that they do. So
this is literally giving me flashbacks to university classes where I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like causation versus correlation.
Yeah. So you take a look. The good items are Giant Slayer, Last Whisper, and Deathblade. And I think this is right. I think you want one of these last, ideally. This is like real bis, but a lot of guides will show you Ginsu, Kraken, IE, and it'll just it's not a bad build, but with so many items in the game, there's probably one that's better, and this is one of the examples.
Wow, so this is the secret tech.
Basically, every pro player looks at this for like any ability to like learn the game comes from doing this, but like very few, I think, casual players do so, and it significantly slows down how fast they learn, I think.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna be. This is literally like looking through variations.
Yeah.
Chess. Yeah, I get it. Cool stuff.
I would recommend. So there's 2 things I'll just briefly say when you're looking through this. You can presuppose certain traits, because some units will perform well with certain items in some comps, but worse in others. I don't know if you've seen Bard reroll with bruisers or not, but if you look at Bard with 3 items in general, 3-star, his items are okay. It's actually still Archangel because of how common that comp is, but in general it averages 3.14. But if you put in that you have 6 bruisers, for example, then it becomes better in comparison, basically. So you can specify like the comps via the traits, and like sense. You can specify star level as well.
Cool. So you use like tactic tools for building up your comps and testing that out and putting items on them, and then meta TFT for like individual item analysis. Looks like.
I mean, yes, obviously that's what I'm doing. I used to, like this site has an explorer as well. It's just not quite. It's not quite as detailed. For most things that you would need to look up, I don't say that with like any sense of like condescendingness, but like anything that you need to look up is perfectly fine here as well. What I need to use this for is I need to specify the number of artifacts to get better data on this, for example. And then there's like certain trait filters last set.
It's just a lot more detailed. Yeah,
it's more detailed. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
But for like most of normal use, you don't have it. Like I use this until last set when I realized I had to switch.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. There's one more really cool play you should probably do here, actually.
Other than getting the item.
Yes.
There doesn't seem like there's much more. Oh, I could. No, I don't know. The Ionia thing doesn't count as an item, right? Like it's not.
It kind of is.
Okay.
But like, what you should understand
is that 3x or like the third item.
Like it still improves the quality of the unit, but yeah, it improves the quality of the unit, but the thing is your units that are actually Ionias possess the buff anyways, which is how you should think about it.
Ah, yes. Someone suggested putting in Zillion. I'm gonna go with their suggestion.
Not quite. So what we're trying to achieve is here, what we pick off of this gives us 1 3-item unit, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can get another 3-item unit?
Another 3-item unit? I have 1 component and a Reforger. Oh, I could reforge something and then throw it onto Unara.
Yep.
So the gargoyles, I could reforge.
Yep, you would reforge this, and then like if it's anything, you'd put it on whoever it's better for between your Yasuo and your Unara, and then you can put the DB there, and then you would have a much stronger board because then you have your 3-star 2-cost 3 items, and 2-star 4-cost 2 items.
See, knowing my luck, I'm gonna get like an Archangels or something.
Archangels is fine. You just put it on set.
That's true. Okay, so yeah, there's always like someone. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Cool.
Yeah. So like spotting these plays can help make your late game board better by a lot as well. And like
that is very good brain.
Cool. I think we went over most of what you would need to know to cap your board here. Okay, also wait, kind of a side thing, maybe not that side of a thing. Do you feel like uneasy at 19 HP?
Not really. I know I have 1 more death.
Okay. In general, I think the attitude you have right now should be reserved for when you have 28 HP or more.
Oops.
So like you should feel like oh, I really gotta, because think about it this way, right? To top 4, you need to win a very large number of fights from here, right?
Yeah.
Like if we take a quick look, we can do like a little bit of endgame lobby math or observation, and take a quick peek at how many lives each of the people in the lobby have. This guy has like 5 or 6 lives, I think. It's 5 lives. This guy has 4 lives. Around in this round, you take like 13 to 15 damage in a round.
Yeah.
On average. This guy's like 3 or 4. Sorry, this guy should be 3. I'm being a little bit conservative, but that's fine. This guy's 3 lives. You're 2. This person's 2. This person's 2. So, in order to top 4, you need to outplace 3 people. You need 3 of them to die before you lose twice.
Yeah.
So, in order for that to happen, if I were to ask, let me ask you this: in order to top 4 on average, what percentage of the rest of the rounds you're alive do you think you have to win? As a percentage,
like 90%,
something like that, right? It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, you basically don't want to be you really do not want to lose one of the last 2 lives you had because you didn't spend resources that you actually had, basically. Like if you're 2 lives or less, you want to like really, like sometimes you'll have to like hold the line and be confident that you'll be okay, but most of the time if you're unsure, 2 lives is you just spend your resources to make sure you win as many of the future rounds as you can, basically.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, if you have like, because if you lose this round, then your spot, then the chance that you top 4 is very, very low, right? But if you go from 2 to 1, you have to win like 6 rounds in a row, right? Which is pretty hard.
Yeah.
But if you go from 3 to 2, then like you have to win 5 rounds and you're allowed to lose 1, and then and maybe the number's not even 5, but something like that, right? You're allowed to lose 1 more after that, which kind of gives you that buffer, basically.
Yep, makes sense. Okay, so start using resources, or like, yeah.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little buffer.
Yeah, cool. I think.
Yeah, I think I eventually figured out that I had 3 Slayer on for too long. Could not beat this 3-star Yordle board, and then felt like I was a little capped.
So yeah, here now you know how to play this endgame better, right?
Yeah.
What would you do from this endgame now?
I would have. Garen just isn't strong enough to be like a front line. I should have taken out Ari a long time ago for whatever else, like the Lucian Senna thing.
Yep.
For example, or the Zilean. Probably roll a lot more for like Fiddle, Ornn to be on the front line.
Zilean, I'd be careful about. I'll interrupt you there because I want to make sure we understand all these units. What does Zilean without Invoker do?
Nothing. Or sorry, stores. Oh, 1 XP. Yeah, I don't care about XP.
Yes, right. We don't need gold here. If you want or need gold, then you'd be more enthusiastic to play him. But without it, it's not important.
Okay, got it. So yeah, probably more like a Fiddle Ornn angle.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you actually don't have Zin, so Ornn is also like. I forgot about that. Ornn's value. Ornn is not a strong unit. Ornn's value is making items after 4 turns when he's on your board. Like this doesn't give you any power, and like you could die in those 4 rounds, right?
Yes. So I really want to be going for things that give me like good traits.
Yes, like
to
good
buff my late game.
Yeah, good traits or good effects. Right now, basically.
Yep, right this second.
So what would that be?
Fiddle's always good.
yeah, Fiddle's good.
Love Fiddle.
Can you tell me what direct substitutions you would try to make?
I was trying to put in Fiddle instead of Ari, and then probably I can't think of a 5 cost right now for stronger defender, but something like frontline, because I feel like I was missing frontline here.
Oh, I'll tell you. Tarek's great, and then like Tarek is a great standalone tank.
Yeah, okay.
And then also Skarner is a great tank.
Oh, Skarner, really?
To get Skarner,
I've always skipped Skarner.
To get Skarner, you would have need. Oh wait, I think you literally have Skarner unlocked, actually, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Skarner's great. Skarner, I think before like 5-3, Skarner is in general stronger than Tarek even.
Oh wow, okay.
So like you would play here, either Skarner or Tarek. This is Fiddle. And then, yeah, you'd be reasonably happy with this. I think you could play Senna instead of this as well. It's like fine, too.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and this would be like the. Yeah, this is good. This is like a good strength for your board to be at, basically. Like this is kind of like to drop 2 more is like really awkward because you don't want to drop set's strong. And you need to find 2 to drop, and like this guy makes this guy stronger. You don't really want to drop this, so yeah, at least getting to this would have been very good for this game.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Cool.
I think
here.
that was I don't know what was going on in this at this part now. Good. And then yeah, just died to the Yordles once. Oh, I think I might have made oh yeah, I got another spat too, so that was kind of a waste of an item. I also just didn't have enough items in this game. Like,
yep,
that was a big conversation we've had whole game for sure.
Cool. And with that, you've taken basically my crash course to the whole game, basically. So like,
thank you.
What do we go? We went over augments early, like through the whole game. So like early, mid, and late. We went over items.
Yep.
We went over like early game, kind of like selecting units.
Yep.
And then comps.
The middle game rolling stuff.
Yeah, rolling.
Like, sorry, like get like tempo, I guess, like getting to 8, making sure you have like 2 health. That's really important.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 lives.
Yeah, we learned endgame, which is good. And then comps will get discovered throughout. Like there's like TFT Academy is pretty decent. I think I think Solo Gasong's tier list is probably updated. I quite trust his tier list as well for comps and stuff. But other than that, this is basically the whole non-specific game. Any questions?
I mean, I think what I'm gonna need to do is to play a bunch of games, implement this, and get back to you about any questions I might have. So I do hope, thank you. This was super helpful. I really figured out like a lot of my mistakes and where things could have gone better.
Yeah, for sure. Glad I could help. I think, are you gonna play after this?
I have to play some chess after this, but I'm gonna play later tonight.
I have to play some chess. Yeah, makes sense. All right, cool.
Yeah, but I'm also on a chess grind today.
Yeah.
And then I got a poker grind, and then I'll play TFT.
Wow, you play too many games, dude. I play one game only, man. At least right now.
I mean, that's why you're so good at it, right? Yeah, there's a reason. But once, basically starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be like all in on TFT.
Nice. Are you going to Paris?
I am not, unfortunately.
Unlucky. Well, you get to enjoy the set at home. Honestly, you'll get.
Are you going to Paris?
Yeah, I guess I'm competing.
Nice. How far do you think you're gonna get?
Oh, I mean the format cuts really aggressively. It's like they you have to place top 2 after 4 games. So it's like 4 rounds of Swiss. They cut the bottom 80. Bottom 75%. So
that's crazy.
You gotta do real well, and like not all of it is in your hands, but you just gotta play with the best EV that you can.
Nice. Is it gonna be on set 16 or is it set 15?
16, yeah.
It's 16. Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. The whole point, like the event is kind of thrown as like a marketing thing to advertise the set.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, good luck on that. For those of people in my community who don't know, TFT also has open tournaments. It isn't a fully open tournament,
it's
right?
open, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to qualify.
To buy a ticket, guaranteed, you needed to be challenger or a pro, and then if you were masters or GM, you had like, if you were fast, you could get a ticket, basically.
Okay, got it. So, wow, it's like pay to win.
Pay to win? Who said that?
Not necessarily pay to win, but like you can to buy a ticket, like it's like a concert ticket. Yeah, like you have to be on time.
Yeah, you have to be on time. The higher the rank, the easier it was to get a ticket, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, it is skill to win. No, that makes sense. But that's a really good way of doing it. So yeah, people in my community, if you guys don't know, TFT does have open tournaments, which is really cool. Obviously, you do need to be a decent level to participate. It's not like fully open, but yeah, that's really cool. Good luck on that. When is it again? It's
from I think the 11th, or I think it's 12th through 14th, I think.
Oh, December?
Yeah, in December, yeah.
Do you think you're gonna crush it? Like, are you gonna just start grinding?
I will be as prepared as I can. I think after this, I'll probably be prepping some comps on stream. from there, and we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna grind.
All right,
I will grind. Yes, I'll get back to you.
All right.
Yeah. Take care. Thank you so much.
All right. See ya.
I'll call you. Bye.
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 We'll ask for chess coaching at some point.